My name is Jeremy Cate. I'm in the Music Production Bachelor's of Science program, and this is my technology podcast on how analog recording and digital recording have affected the music industry. Analog and digital recording are two terms used to describe methods for which sound is recorded, stored, and played back. Analog recording refers to the way in which sound is transferred into electrical induced waveforms to reproduce recorded sound. For example, a guitar would be recorded onto a tape and then recorded sound is played back, with the exact waveform being reproduced. Digital recording refers to the way in which an analog signal or waveform is transformed into ones and zeros or binary code in a computer. This binary code for the analog waveform does not reproduce the analog signal exactly, rather it takes samples at certain points in the waveform and builds a digital waveform based on the routine of the samples, which is called the sample rate. When most people think of analog recording, they think of audio tapes, usually your standard cassette tape or the general studio use of quarter-inch tape or 2-inch tape reels. Also, many people believe that analog refers to the use of buttons, knobs, and the physical tweaking of any gear in the studio. And in most cases, in this century, that is still a valid concept, considering with most digital recordings, all your knobs, buttons, and tweaking are done inside a computer. One of the main technological advances to affect the recording industry has been the personal home studio. For good or bad, the home studio has become a pop culture phenomenon, enabling any and everyone with a musical idea to affordably and professionally get their ideas recorded, produced, and mixed for everyone to hear. Also, another prominent advance in hardware for recording has been the creation of the computer sound card. All sound cards being produced this year are fully capable of supporting all kinds of home recording software and hardware. Most all of the music this decade has been recorded digitally on some form of computer-based recording software, Pro Tools being the industry standard for digital recording, but there are many other programs that have led to some great music out there. Almost all professional studios have upgraded to digital software, but there are still a few out there such as Fry Pharmacy Studios in Nashville and Stonehenge Recording in Atlanta that still offer analog recording services. The technological advances in analog and digital recording have also affected not only recording, but also musical instruments such as electric guitars and acoustic drums. Some electric guitars being produced right now come with onboard tuners, MIDI plugins, and digital effects built into the guitar itself. Acoustic drums have also been digitized with the release of electronic drum kits with effects and drum sounds right at your fingertips. The most mainstream advance in analog and digital media has been the conversions from cassette tape onto CD, and the most recent being from CD media into MP3 and online formats. These advances have changed the way the recording industry and consumers sell and buy their music. Recording professionals such as producers and engineers use the digital and analog hardware to fit each of their personal preferences, and some still use analog as a tool for certain sounds. Trina Shoemaker, producer, engineer, and Grammy Award winner, still records drums into an analog tape machine and then uses digital software to obtain the sound she needs. Another Grammy-winning producer who talks about analog and digital recording would be Jeff Powell, who said, "When recording to analog tape, it affected the sound. If you played it back, you got this little bonus, which usually entails a bump in the low end, and it sounded a little more warm or fat." The difference in analog and digital recording is basically all about the signal and waveform and how it is reproduced and played back, and the equipment in which it is being recorded on. The choice is all about the sound when it comes to choosing which is the best for you and the music you are recording.